What's up, everybody? It's Casey, the Game Pt. We are back here again with The Rise of the Mechromancer, Part 4. A little housekeeping before we move on from the last session. I had actually ended it with a little reptilian bird hybrid landing on Aile's shoulder and delivering a message from the secretary, who is his contact at the School of Harmonition, that the headmistress required his attention with some stuff. That is where we actually ended the session. They had gone up from the undermarket, and Khan and Callum had disappeared as they were gone for this session. The group returned to the surface and purchased cabs to get them to the school by the end of the day. Once they reached the school, the secretary informed them that the headmistress was waiting for Aile and Dara, while Gideon and Sylvie waited outside. The two entered a room through the curtains to see Demi Alantara, headmistress of the School of Harmonition and guild leader of the Simic faction. She began to tell them of some interesting ties to the students that had poisoned the school, mainly that the two they were after had been registered as Modrons in their school files, not Yuan Ti as their physicality would show. She then mentioned that an event called the March of the Modrons happens across the multiverse every 289 years, and had been roughly 288 and a half years since the last one. She informed that her research stated their causes to be largely research and information gathering themselves, but there may be other motives behind such a cosmic event happening. They then heard an explosion from outside as Gideon failed a perception check to find someone had placed an explosive rune on a rock into his pocket. They made sure the secretary was safe before heading outside to investigate the city. Meanwhile, Snow had returned to their temple to find it in ruins. They began investigating the rubble, and a success meant that they found a hollow noise below the altar and a set of stone staircases on some type of hinges. Once they reset the busted staircase, it opened up, revealing a misty-floored hidden passage. A quick check to make sure the guards had not seen them before descending the entire staircase closed behind them. They checked and found no way to reopen it, meaning they were now trapped with only one way forward. Descending a few sets of staircases, with mists ushering out from a room, they entered and saw a fog wall further into this massive area. As Snow proceeded, they found that the mist was hiding traps and pitfalls, taking some damage and avoiding others before making it to the fog wall. They stepped through and noticed that there were other shapes now covered in mist. Dome-like at the top and larger at the base, with 3 appendages, 2 where the arms should be, and an eye stalk. Snow noticed as they began to investigate further inward, a door on the backside of the room meant an exit. But as they were leaving, an investigation and perception check let Snow spot the symbols K05 carved into these machines. These were different though. These looked more like KOS. They then noticed that the eye stalks had turned red and were following. They dashed and jumped towards the exit, but unfortunately were blasted down and left for dead as the chorus of "Exterminate" rang around. Sometime later, Snow awoke on the floor at 1 HP, having come to consciousness somewhere unknown to them. A figure sitting behind a desk began to speak and gestured towards a chair, requesting they sit and have a conversation. Snow cautiously obliged as they sat and observed. This person was finely dressed and wearing a featureless porcelain mask, only having the words displayed as waveforms where a mouth would be. The figure introduced themselves as the Keeper of the Incarnates, and that they had been responsible for the disappearances of the people in Black Bay. The Keeper then waved a hand and revealed a wheel of people that had been tied up and had glyphs placed in their foreheads. The Keeper continued by saying that Snow had found the prototype Daleks that he had been looking for, and thanked him for gaining access to such a pertinent room. Snow questioned what they had to do with any of this before the Keeper replied, stating that Snow and their friends had been getting in the way consistently while trying to resurrect the Incarnates. The last thing the Keeper revealed was the Hand of Tyr that had guided Snow to the temple in the Undermarket below had in fact been his doing, as well as a transformation that Sylvie was granted, despite her not retaining her memories. The Keeper then shunted Snow of the extramental room back to the steps of their temple, still in ruins. And that's where we ended the session, as the party has officially begun to delve and investigate into the rumors of the cult of K05, or the cult of K0S. Either way, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, a comment, subscribe, and I'm Casey, the Game Pt. We'll always be here. Bye-bye, everybody.